friends. Today's another episode of Nancy Drew. Last train to Blue Moon Canyon. What am I doing right now? Finally looking at the train. Did that. Did the Cape Town races. I'm gonna go collect the stones. You can, well, I'm doing them out of order. But I mean, you can follow the walkthrough that I'm using. I may link them in the description. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But, yeah, you can use them. You don't have to. Piano playing, corner table with box. Jake's car into the room on the right. Talk to Tina, take the number 3 slug. Look at the pickaxe, is missing periodic table. AG is silver. Okay. Click close in $2 to Camille, Hagar, Anderson. What the silver is. I'm gonna have to come back here because I'm gonna. It's as good as now. Yeah, this is the problem. Doing this. That one. It was not that one. It's this one. Camera. Take a picture of said thing, and we'll be able to do that later. Oh, come on, what the fuck? The fuck? Why is it lagging? Give me a second here. Okay, I fixed it. It almost crashed, but it didn't. Open the caboose door using scale slugs. Tool chest. Plan, tile door.
That must be the projector Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth. Whoa! Somebody must have thrown the emergency brake.
The question is, did somebody throw the brake? Or something?
Oh, Joe, now you sound like Lori.
Hey, I was the first one on the scene, and I saw no one.
Who was the next person on the scene?
John Gray. Then Balducci came bursting through one door while Frank and the engineer came through the other. Boy, was that guy ticked. He said the train could have derailed. He reset the brake, muttered a few choice words, then headed back to the engine just as you and Lori showed up.
Everybody was there except Charlena. I don't think she left her laptop the whole time.
So I had a zip tie on my mic stand, or my mic arm.
Do you think she could have thrown the brake and snuck back to her laptop without your seeing her?
Not likely. but possible, I guess.
The question is, why? What did she or anybody else stand to gain by stopping the train?
Answer? Nothing. Which is why I think we should at least consider the possibility that something less human in nature may be at work here.
Ah, Joe.
I'm going to see if Balducci's done dusting for fingerprints. Catch you later.
Balducci never mentioned dusting for fingerprints. Let's take this path. Sorry, speaker bar. I mess with it while I'm recording, and I really shouldn't, but I do, so sue me.
Well, it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her first, which is why she left that clue behind.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I mean, I could have found Lori no sweat. But I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Thank you.
But look, from now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley in his mind, let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, the opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
Do you think I could take a closer look at that cougar statue?
What, that cigar clipper? Go ahead, take a look.
I'll bet I need this stone to build that thing in the diagram I found. But if I remove it now, Tina will know I'm onto something. Interesting. I just wanted to get a good look at it, that's all.
What else can I do for you?
Did you find any fingerprints on the emergency brake handle?
None that were any help, thanks to Casey Jones up there. I told the old geezer not to touch anything, but he went and got his big, fat, oily paw prints all over the place. If we didn't need him to drive the train, I'd charge him with obstruction of justice.
Did you do anything else besides look for fingerprints?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I found this. Probably fell out of the perp's pocket while he was yanking on the handle.
Looks like some kind of thermometer.
Yeah, like the kind a certain ghost hunter uses on that bogus show of his.
You think John Gray threw the brake? But why would he do that?
Because they're thinking about axing his show, that's why. I checked with this buddy of mine in L.A. Gray's got to come up with something real big real soon, or he's toast. And you can't get much bigger than a train with a spooky past that's prone to strange accidents, now can you?
Who else have you told about this?
All in due time. I always like to get my ducks in a row before I make an arrest.
But couldn't someone else have dropped that thermometer?
Please. Who's the top cop here, huh? Who's
Not
the
you.
world-famous detective?
Not you.
I know what I'm doing, sweetheart. John Gray wanted publicity. That's exactly what I'm gonna give him.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Anything for a fellow detective.
Okay, hold on. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, I guess
I
that's
wonder if this has something to do with that list of cities Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth.
And then we go name the city. Tombstone.
Guess I'm done. Strange. All that's left is a jumble of letters.
Okay. I need to use this jumble of letters. Back. Okay, I can do that. N V R hold on. N V R Z T B A.
Jake's mine must be somewhere on this map, but where?
Now we need to make the pointer to move that we need. Okay. To be honest, talk to Tino's job. Cigar box. Now we need to go back to Tino's car. Luckily, it's this one.
Glad you dropped in. Lori told me she'd given you a letter from Jake Hurley that says how to find his mine.
I didn't mention it before because it's very bizarre.
Lori should have given that to me. I mean, I'm the trained professional around here. Let me take a look. I've seen enough. 2 words. Useless. Those are just the rantings of a guy who spent way too much of his life swirling mud around in pans under the hot sun. 5-star nut job.
You don't think there's anything helpful in there?
Nada.
You've been a big help.
Don't mention it.
I won't, because you haven't. You need to look past what he's written and think. Wait a minute, there's a clue here. Silver is orange. Silver is orange. Blue. Green.
Wilson Carbide and Acetylene Works.
God, all the small writing in cursive or calligraphy, whatever.
Always your friend, Thomas Wilson. Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step. Maybe I'd better keep this.
I got that one. One, two. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holy shit, someone.
Guess Camille liked to collect dolls.
Then creepy bitch. And that one. And that one. He's 5th in. He's 2 over. She's 3rd. I'm guessing this one. That one goes there. That one goes there. That one goes there. So wait a minute. That one. That one. That one. And that one. And that one. Open the hatch to the dolls. The first letter of the names of the dolls make up. One, that one, that one. With red hair. This one is 3rd from last. This one goes there. Then over from this. One is 1, 2, 3. He is 5th in from this side. 1, 2, 3, 5. He is 7 in. This one is 3rd. She is now moved to there. She is now moved to there. Wait a minute. Do I have to take... I have to find every fucking picture. These fucking dolls. Full skirt, red hair, green and blue eyes. Okay. Picture with Camille and Jake's car saved up. Find one hair ribbon, Camille's car, poem, sleeping car. Okay, I found that one. Box.
What is that?
Holy shit. I could call someone. I'm gonna try that doll thing again. Now that I've seen Camilla. This is taking a while. This is taking a while. Okay. Now, you. 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 You.
Yes? Do you have any idea who threw the emergency brake?
I know exactly who did it.
You do?
Well, who else could it be? Camille. None of us has any reason to stop the train but Camille. She doesn't want us to find Jake's mine, so she's going to do whatever she can to keep its location a secret.
Did you see something?
Well, no. But I'll tell you what. Your friend, that Jim Harley guy?
Not Jim, Joe Hardy.
Yeah, well, he thinks it's Camille, too. He just doesn't have the guts to say so.
Yeah.
Guess I better get to work.
You go, girl.
You go, girl. I'm just trying to figure out what else to do. Let's go talk to John Gray. I would love this train, by the way. If I owned this train, I would love it. I like older modes of transportation, like.
What's up?
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I guess those vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
Strange. My vibes are never wrong. What's even stranger is I'm still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe they're about you.
I'm confused. Are you a scientist or a psychic?
I happen to be both. What's commonly referred to as psychic phenomena is all a matter of energy. Just because we don't know where that energy is generated or how to measure it yet, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Trust me, either you or Lori is, or soon will be, in big trouble.
No offense, but I don't believe you.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Are you by any chance missing a small digital thermometer?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. When I went through the box I'd packed them in, that one over there, I came up one short. I was hoping to set up at least 6 in here so I could check for cold spots. How did you know I was missing one?
Because Tino Balducci found it by the emergency brake handle when he was dusting it for fingerprints, and now he thinks you're the one who pulled it.
That's ridiculous. I didn't have any reason to pull the emergency brake.
Is it true that your show is in danger of being canceled?
Newsflash, my show was canceled. Happened last night. But what nobody knows yet is that it's been picked up by a major TV network. Not only am I still on the air, but I'm sitting prettier than ever. Any other questions?
I saw a bunch of weird glowing lights outside the window of the sleeping car.
Really? Actually, I'm not surprised.
Charlena said Jake Hurley used to see them too, only he attributed them to his dead wife, Camille.
They're probably some form of piezoelectricity. See, my guess is quartz crystals in the ground are being compressed as the train passes over them, and the resultant voltage, called piezoelectricity, is manifesting itself as glowing lights, probably because of some quirk in the train's shape or in the composition of the metals used in its construction. It was custom built, remember.
So it's a natural phenomenon, not a ghostly one?
Take it from me, old Mother Nature was capable of some pretty scary stuff.
So are you making any progress in here?
Oh yeah, not only am I getting some real unusual EMRs, that's electromagnetic readings, but take a look at this.
You've got something?
I set up a camera and took some time-lapse photos. Sometimes I was in the room, sometimes I wasn't, but somewhere along the line, I managed to get a shot of Camille.
Where? You don't mean that little blob, do you?
Yep, that's Camille.
Okay.
You're skeptical. That's cool. Just remember, the key word when it comes to ghostly phenomena is energy. That blob is the result of Camille's residual life force, spirit if you will, reacting with the chemicals in the photographic paper.
Couldn't it just be a flaw in the photographic paper?
Okay, it could be that too, but it's not. Trust me.
Okay.
Were you in this room the whole time prior to that emergency brake thing?
Of course not. I made a couple of trips to my compartment in the sleeping car to get more equipment. But did I get an overpowering urge to pull the emergency brake while I was there? No.
I won't keep you any longer.
Pleasure talking to you.
It's locked.
Okay. Cool. Hmm.
That looks just like the stuff John Gray has his thermometers packed in.
What's going on?
You're the one who pulled that emergency brake, aren't you?
Me? What, are you joking?
You stole one of John Gray's thermometers and planted it at the scene.
You're just some teenage nobody. I don't have to listen to this.
You're right, you don't. Neither do the other passengers. But unless you give me a good reason not to, I think I'll tell them anyway.
Look, maybe I was a little hasty, pointing a finger at the ghost guy like that. Maybe all those lies people have been spreading are starting to get to me. Maybe I thought it would help if I got a little positive press by solving a crime aboard a haunted train. Maybe I apologize. And, maybe you can see fit not to let any of this go beyond this room?
Well, no harm done, I guess.
Great. Well, what else can I do for you?
It's been great talking to you.
Not a problem.
Let's go with that. Not a problem. Let's go with that. I'm gonna talk to everyone, then try the doll thing again. If the doll thing doesn't work one last time.
Yes?
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
I found Lori. She's in the caboose. You were right. She disappeared because she wanted to see which of us would find her first.
And you won. Congratulations.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley? You know, the man who originally owned this train?
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
When did he buy this train?
Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
Wow.
So he went west and became a miner?
All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere, although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated and its location quite unknown.
The others on the train, John Gray and that police detective, do you know them very well?
I don't know them at all. Needless to say, I don't watch television, so I've never even seen Mr. Gray before. Although I do know that his profession, if you can call it that, is rife with crackpots. As for Mr. Balducci, from what I've read, his success in solving those robberies was less a matter of talent and more a matter of being in the right place at precisely the right time.
In other words, you don't think he deserves all the attention he's getting?
No. You and those two Boy Scouts you're with would make better detectives. Is that all, dear?
Would you like to see the letter that Lori gave me as a reward for finding her?
The one in which Jake Hurley supposedly tells his niece how to find his lost mine? No, thank you. I happily leave it to you to try to solve the mystery of his disappearance. You can afford to look foolish, dear. I can't.
I should get going.
Let me know if you run across anything juicy.
I will.
Hey, how's it going?
It stands to reason that the only person other than Jake who had to have known the location of Jake's mine was the engineer on Jake's train.
Very true.
Not necessarily. Jake might not have told him the exact location. Maybe he just had him drop him off somewhere nearby.
Well, still, we'd be way ahead of the game if we knew where that drop-off point was.
If the engineer had any surviving relatives, we may be in luck.
The guy died more than 100 years ago. How are we supposed to find out his name?
Maybe Charlena What's-Her-Face could tell us how to go about it.
Good idea, Frank. I'll ask her. See you in a bit.
Sounds good.
Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Sorry, just checking the time. No.
More questions?
How would I go about finding out the name of Jake's train engineer?
If you're smart, you'd ask me. And because my work is going surprisingly well, during my next break, I'll log on to my archives at home and see what I can turn up.
That'd be great, thank you.
Whoever invented the cellular modem, that's whom you should thank, dear.
Well, I'll let you go.
All right, then.
Now. I've talked to everyone. I've done everything. Nate's. Wait a minute. Let me read this. Stove in the kitchen. Okay, hold on. Read the letter. Antine's shoes. Turn around. Antine floor. Get the map. Letter stand. Okay. Chinese pagoda. That was the thing that brought out the map. Now. Function. Okay. Lounge car, go to the dance floor. Let's try this one more time.
Darn, the name of the shoes is so faded I can't tell what it is. Maybe Bess and George can help me figure out who made them.
Let's call them. See what they have to say.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
The name of the company that made Jake's wife's dancing shoes is too faded to read, but to find Jake's mine, I need to know what it is.
Hey, I know what you can do. Take a picture of them with your cell phone, then send it to us, and we'll check them out for you.
But I thought you guys had to paint Bess's room.
Boring. Besides, we're going to have to take a break soon because we're almost out of paint. Probably because Bess has gotten more on me than she has on the walls. Anyway, send us a picture of the shoes via cell phone and we'll get right on it.
Ah, you guys are the greatest.
I know. Need anything else?
If I told you that I needed a hint, what would you say?
I'd say it's about time. I'd say fire away.
There's a panel in the sleeping car that I'd like to open, but it's got a 4-digit tumbler lock on it. How can I get it open?
Maybe those 4 digits on the lock have something to do with the 4 words that Jake said Camille had taken with her to her grave. But even after you figure out what they are, you're still going to have to translate them into numbers somehow. That sampler hanging in Camille's car translates images into numbers. So maybe what you need to find is something that translates words into images. Know what I'd do if I were you? I'd go to Camille's car and sample some reading material.
All right, thanks for the tip.
No biggie. Take care.
You too, bye.
Let's try this one more time. She goes third. She goes fourth. He goes. Fifth. He goes seventh. She goes fourth. She goes last. Goes there. She goes there. That one. That one. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. And that one. Okay. Let's see.
Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's me. Got the name of those dancing shoes yet?
Still working on it.
Get this. It turns out that Tino Balducci pulled the emergency brake.
Balducci did it?
He framed John Gray so he could arrest him and get some positive press for himself. I think it finally dawned on him that he's not the great detective everyone thinks he is, and probably never will be.
How pathetic can you get? Cute and pathetic. Just my type.
How about a hint?
You bet.
How do I get that compartment on the stove open? I could use some advice.
Take a real good look at the numbers and icons on that sampler in Camille's car, paying particular attention to which number goes with what icon. Then remember what you saw, head for the scale in Jake's car, and see if you've got enough coins to weigh in on the solution.
Excellent. You guys are great.
We know.
See ya.
I'm gonna have to do something else then.
Hello?
Me again. Just checking to see whether you were able to find out the name of those dancing shoes yet.
Your wish is our command. But hang on to your hat. The name is a real mouthful. The shoes were made by Chaussette Chateauyan. Chaussessettees. Chatoyantes. That's French for shimmering socks. Apparently, if you were into dancing in the 1870s, that was the company to get your shoes from.
Chaussette Chateauyan. Got it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for letting us help.
Catch you
That's what
later.
we needed.
Remember, when in doubt, call.
That's what I needed, motherfucker. You go, Bess and George. You go. Come on. Jump. Let's go. Go. I swear, I'm not thinking. I'm just really excited. This one. This one. This one. This one. Okay. This episode may end up being an hour long because there really was a lot done in this episode. But I was really just waiting for those shoes. Okay, scale for swearing a duck. Stove in the kitchen, who's just swearing a duck. Place 3. And 8 on one pan, 7 on the other. It's a square. Place. Place 1, 2 on one pan. 3. Take out 8. Leave 7.
There, with any luck, I just opened the stove in the dining car.
Okay. Yeah, this episode's probably gonna end up being an hour long. And I have no problem with that. Because I'm trying to get into longer. Ooh, no. I've done that before. So it's not bad.
James Thurston.
More questions?
Aren't you even going to try finding out what happened to Jake Hurley?
No time. The only reason I haven't insisted that Lori release me from all this silliness is there's always the possibility that what happened to him has the makings of a bestseller. Although I highly doubt it.
I should get going.
My publisher thanks you.
Hey, glad you stopped in. You gotta listen to this.
If it concerns something ghostly, I'd rather not.
No problem. What's up?
I won't keep you any longer.
Take care.
Sickly Sarah caught a germ so new, it made one of her pretty green eyes turn blue.
Got that one. Okay. Guess I fucked the Hardy Boys then.
Hey, how's it going?
I think I know the name of Jake Hurley's engineer. James Thurston.
Great! What else do you know about him?
Well, nothing.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, finding out more about him will give us something to do. We'll look into it.
See you soon.
You know where to find us.
This was supposed to.
Engineer, this better be Miss Gerard.
Well, actually,
Forget it.
Dude.
More questions?
why are you so sure that Jake's story wouldn't make a bestseller?
His story is an all too common one. A man wanders off into the desert in search of gold and never returns. Why? He either doesn't have enough food or water, or he encounters hostile natives.
But why was his train found out in the middle of nowhere with just the dead engineer on board?
That does make the story a little more interesting. My guess is the engineer got tired of waiting for Jake to return, took off in the train to get help, and died of a heart attack along the way, after which the train rolled to a stop in Blue Moon Canyon. Anyone experienced enough to single-handedly run a steam engine would have been quite a bit older than Jake.
Why do you think Lori invited you on this trip?
No doubt because I'm such an authority on life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
What do you think happened to Camille?
She probably died of something mundane like pneumonia or even measles. Now, if it was wintertime when she died, and they were in the mountains, Jake no doubt kept her body on the train for months before he buried her, which is rather delicious in a morbid sort of way.
Well, I'll let you go.
My publisher thanks you.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
I better go.
Okay. Well, George, back to work.
There we go. Sorry, I shifted my chair and I needed to shift my microphone. Just gonna go talk to. Oh no! Come on, stop doing that.
What's up?
I'll let you get back to work.
Take care.
What's going on?
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
What about John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I'd talk to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll let you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't be a mystery much longer.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Helping people is what I'm all about.
Okay. I'm just trying to get back to this list. The good thing. Talk to lawyer. Okay, let's see.
Yes?
How come you didn't try to find the mine yourself?
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
How well do you know your guests?
Well, I don't know you or those Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
Whatever. I didn't know John Gray before this either, but I love his show, and I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train, and now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
What about Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
How well do you know Charlena Purcell?
I just know her from her books, which are so good. In fact, I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies. See, what I'd really like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, you know, just to see what she thought.
And?
She hated them.
Guess I better get to work.
As soon as you figure it out, let me know.
Okay, I'm a little stumped here. I think I'm gonna leave this episode off here, and then I'm gonna do some research real quick, and then start recording another episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I should catch you guys in the next video. Have a great, wonderful day. Bye-bye.